Hey, how's it going, everyone? Leafs fan back again, and today what I have is the third period of a club match that my club had, I think yesterday. Anyways, I didn't bother showing any of the other two periods because, to be honest, they weren't that interesting. But this third period, definitely a very interesting period. We do end up bringing it into overtime, and I'm not going to tell you anything else. But anyways, I want to talk about something today. So, I was in a hockey tournament over the weekend, and we tied our first game. We won our second game, but then the third game, this is what got interesting. I have a pretty good team. I mean, we don't lose a lot of games, but we go into this team against we go into this game against a team that we lost to in another tournament earlier in the year. We go in, it's about 2 minutes into the game, we're already down by two, and I mean, if you're a team that doesn't lose a lot of games, you're going to start getting frustrated at that point. So my second shift out on the ice, I actually get called for tripping, and at this point I knew the refs were bad because I was nowhere near the guy and he fell, and the refs just decided to call me for tripping, and they score another goal. So, and then one of our players gets called for. We're not allowed to hit in my league. Gets called for body contact. The kid fell into the boards. So at this point, the refs were terrible. But at this point, we all knew the refs were terrible. Um, it's now the second period. I take another tripping call, but this one was actually a legitimate tripping call. I mean, I did haul the guy down. But the rule is in our league, well, not in our league, but in the tournament, if you take 3 penalties in the game, you're kicked out of the game. So I already have 2 at this point. And the other team's up like 4-0 now. So our whole team's frustrated at this point. So a couple of minutes later, one of our players gets a breakaway and scores. Toys with the ref by doing the Timu Solani celebration where he throws up his glove and shoots it. So that fires up the other team, and they start taking penalties. And next thing you know, everyone's just mouthing off at each other, both teams. And the refs, they're just idiots, to be honest. They're making the worst calls. They tried to explain it to our bench, and it made no sense whatsoever, their explanation. I mean, they were just idiots. So now it's like the third period. There's like 6 minutes to go, and the other team's up 5-1, and it's getting heated out there. They have 2 guys in the box. We're on a power play here, but can't do anything because they have an amazing goalie. But so anyways, the fire alarm goes off, and I forgot to mention that we were playing on their home ice, and the refs were pretty much giving the advantage to them the whole game. So the fire alarm goes off, and the ref's just like, okay, everyone stay here. And first of all, what are you doing? That is the stupidest thing you can do when a fire alarm goes off. I mean, you have to immediately evacuate the building no matter what, even if it's a drill, anything like that. Because if there was a real fire, I mean, I'm pretty sure we couldn't run in skates. So, yeah, we just waited it out. I mean, that was pretty stupid on the ref's part. Like, come on. There's a real fire. I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have made it out in time if it got to the point where it was really bad. So we waited around for like 5 minutes. You know, we're just sitting around talking, chilling. And then our goalie started getting tired, so we just started taking shots on him. Second warm-up, basically. And then once play resumed, they were only going to stop the clock if a goal was scored. So pretty much whistle, no stoppage in the clock, just to get the game going faster. So they do that, and then a bunch of rough stuff starts happening. One of their guys hauls down my teammate, and he gets a penalty. I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? You know what you did? And he starts arguing with the ref about it, but he clearly threw him to the ice. I'm like, buddy, you know what you just did? And he's like, he challenged me to a fight. I'm like, sure, you can have the first punch. And the ref, just at this point being an idiot, he's like, do you want a penalty? I'm like, yeah, sure. And he's just like, skate, go back to your bench. So I like to toy with the ref there. But now it's at the end of the game, and It's just crazy here. One of their players actually threw a punch at one of ours at the end of the game. Um, I mean, you know hockey. Punch. If someone throws a punch, there's gonna be like a little fight afterwards or like a scuffle. So nothing really came of that, but we had like player of the game afterwards. So one of our players actually, our assistant captain, did like a little celebration thing just to piss off the refs and the other team. So he did that, and both teams started like cheering pretty loud once that happened. The refs are just like, "Oh my God, what the hell's going on here?" Like, Jesus Christ, you just ruined it for us. They're getting pretty pissed. Oh, and before that, like when that player threw the punch and he threw a glove up in the air, my dad's my coach, so he starts screaming at the refs like, "What is that? Maybe he should get a penalty for the next game or something like that." And then the ref comes over. He's like, "Hey, you're not telling me how to do my job. Why don't you just fuck off?" and stuff like that. So next thing you know, my dad and the assistant coach are just absolutely freaking out on the refs, and every one of my teams wanting a piece of the ref. They're just idiots. So I mean, for 5 minutes there, we were just freaking out on the refs, and you see their clutch goal right there. A little off topic. They're just freaking out on the refs. I'm freaking out on the refs. I'm like, "Yo, why don't you just fuck off and learn how to do your job?" Excuse my language. That's actually what I said to him. So while we were leaving the ice, the ref actually pulled aside one of my players for doing that little action. Excuse me, doing that little action after during the player of the game ceremony thing, which pissed off both teams and the refs. So then once that happened, we get off the ice. I mean, the ref pulls aside the player. He basically like tears a piece off of him. I mean, you don't do that if you're a ref. I mean, you're just an asshole if you're gonna do that. You shouldn't even be reffing if you're gonna like try to fight players. So I don't think the refs handled it that great, and I don't think they should be reffing. I mean, my dad's already complained about them, so I don't think they're gonna be reffing after this. And to make it worse, after the game, in the change room, my whole team trashed the change room, which is not cool. I mean, you don't do that. I mean, I know no matter how angry you are at the away team, you just don't trash a dressing room. That's just not cool. I mean, like, you gotta put yourself in the shoes of the guy who has to clean that up. Like, really, don't do that. That's just really immature and just really stupid to trash a dressing room just because he lost a game in the refs. But anyways, that was just a crazy game that happened in the tournament. So now we have the playoffs next weekend. We're going to try to win the championship. I mean, we've got a pretty good team. We finished second overall in the league. We have like maybe a couple teams that'll give us a little bit of a challenge, but other than that, I think we'll go far in the playoffs. But anyways, that's going to do it. As you see there, we come back being down 4-1 in the third period, going into the third period rather. We come back into overtime and just win it there. So Mikey Dangles gets the overtime winner right there. I hope you enjoyed this. I will have more club gameplays because we've been playing a lot of club lately. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and peace.